Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Verizon Wireless sponsored mobile live chat. And today we talk about music, music services, accessories, things that we can do to music, like DJing, editing, perhaps. I found an app recently that allows me to speed up my tracks in case I need them for a good workout. So there's a lot of things that we can do with music. And you might recall that this week, on Wednesday, Verizon had a great program. Why Not Wednesday is the hashtag. And Echo Smith was the featured artist. And also in Chicago on the same day, Verizon had a concert for with Nico and Vince. I was very, very jealous not to be able to attend that one. But we're going to talk about that, and we're going to also give away this amazing HTC One M9. And this phone is one of the smartest phones. It learns everything about your lifestyle, and it organizes your apps for you. So if you're one of those people like me, gets a little intimidated by all the Android options, HTC One is a great choice for you. I want to introduce my guest coming from Mandan, North Dakota. Did I get that one right?
Enough. It's Mandan, but we'll go with Mandan. It's all the same.
Mandan?
Yes.
Mandan. Okay. Mandan. See, I'm going to get this right eventually.
It's actually an old Sioux tribe, so that works out how that works.
That makes sense, of course. How are you, Marv?
I'm doing really well.
Excellent. Excellent. So great you could join us. I know that you actually have a really pretty good, thriving business as a DJ. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Be Loud Entertainment started probably, I guess, about 8 or 9 years ago. I've actually been DJing in clubs and some other things since 1991, so I've been damaging my hearing for quite a long time. And then finally made it official and got out of the clubs and started using buying equipment and that sort of thing, and going into the wedding venues of North Dakota, and I've done as many as 65 events in 1 year with just 2 or 3 guys, and the other 2 are pretty part time. So I'm busy just about every weekend, and it's how we like it. It's fun.
That's so great. I mean, I knew that at some point you were doing this on the side, but now it's pretty much full time, right?
Yeah, it started out as a hobby that kind of paid for other things, but it's grown, and it's all word of mouth. It's all social media. It's all things like that. So it's very little paid marketing at all. So it's taken a life of its own.
I am so excited for you, and obviously you're looking good. I know that it suits you to be more at home, and although I know you probably work a lot of weekends, right? It's the nature of the of the beast.
Absolutely.
But excellent. Well, it's great to see you looking so good, and I know that you suffered from a bit of a cold lately too. So no worries about coughing, sneezing, otherwise.
The voice sounds awesome about 2 or 3 days after a cold. I sound like an actual DJ. It's when I'm not having my cold that I don't sound like this.
Yeah, exactly. It's, so funny about colds. I used to study French, and every time I had a cold and I had a French exam, my accent was perfect. So
I can see that happening.
A little bit of a silver lining to certain things. But anyway, so we talked today a lot about, all the things we do with music. I always like to separate topics like this because there's so much to learn. And today's actually prize winner is going to go to whoever tells us the one pretty unique thing you might have learned on today's chat or recap. So post your questions on Twitter and use the Verizon Wireless VZWBuzz hashtag. So Marv, on streaming services, you obviously don't use streaming services for your DJing gigs, but for your own personal use, which ones are your favorite?
I'm still a Spotify guy. I have done a lot of streaming of different services I've used. Even as far back, I was a RDIO fan there for a while, and I don't know what turned me off on that, but I kind of moved on to Spotify, and that's kind of where I found my home to stream.
What was it about that? What was it about the even you probably tried Pandora at some point?
Yeah, I've tried Pandora. I've tried. There's been 5 or 6 others. I haven't tried Apple Music yet. So I guess I'm kind of waiting to see if that one takes off. But I think the thing that attached me to Spotify was their mobile app more than anything. I think it was just so easy to use the mobile app to get music and to store it where I didn't have to stream it sometimes and that sort of thing. So I'm still a buy music first type of guy, and that's the DJ, and maybe because I have to buy my music to play it at the venues. But the streaming of it works so well, to streaming it to a Bluetooth speaker or some sort of system like that you almost have to go with that. There's so much music out there.
Yeah. Do people sometimes ask you for your playlists, perhaps?
Yeah, it's weird. When we do, occasionally we'll sign people up for a wedding, and you start talking to them, and they want to see a playlist, and it's so hard to show because each one is crafted uniquely. We don't walk into a wedding with a list of here's the 50 songs we're going to play. We go in there knowing there's probably 10 or 12 songs that you're going to play at every wedding, and you just kind of build the night around that depending on the crowd and what they're reacting to.
That's pretty good. You touch on a really important point that I always like to underline for everyone who's like listening, is you buy your own music, and it's really, really important that we all think about and try to teach our children that buying music, not just downloading music, is a really distinction and thing to learn. A lot of people get hurt by pirated music, and so whenever possible, please talk to your children about that, because it's actually one of those things that a lot of kids do, not knowing the repercussions of that.
My daughter's really hooked on buying music, buying CDs, buying books, that sort of thing. She very rarely will listen to a streaming service if she doesn't have to.
It's true. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about editing apps. Do you ever use any of those apps to maybe change the beat, or do you have that capability? I'm assuming so. Yeah.
And it's weird. I do have a couple of apps. They're not so much on my phone; they're more on my tablets. And both my Android tablet and my iPad do have different apps that I use that allow me to speed stuff up, slow it down, stream it to a Bluetooth speaker, which I do have for ceremonies, and that sort of thing. And they're both DJ apps. One of them, I think, for the iPad is DJ2 and Cross DJ. Yeah, Cross DJ is for the Android. The two that I use, and I'll load it with music that I'm going to play at a ceremony or something like that, and stream it from my device straight to that Bluetooth speaker. And it allows me to control that music straight from there, and it's a nice built-in playlist. And I can speed it up, I can slow it down, I can control the volume, I can add effects, I can do whatever I want to.
Oh, that's great. That is so great. I have used an app called Audacity also to accelerate the beat of some songs. Have you ever tried that?
Not on the mobile apps, but on the computers I've used it a lot.
Oh, okay.
I've built a lot of my apps or a lot of my show material that I use for kind of early in the show and that sort of thing with Audacity. Great.
The Verizon wireless store opened in New York this week. It's a Smart Plus store. It looks a little bit like a destination store, only a little bit smaller. It's in Herald Square and Broadway, and they were for the opening day, they were showing people how to create music and with a mobile device. It was a really, really interesting exercise, because obviously, everyone has thought at some point that we can create music, or maybe we think of a beat, but it's also one of those fun things you can do with your kids or with your friends, right? And they were taping people and saying, okay, say something, and people would have different sounds or different words, and then they put it all together. It was very, very cool. They used an app called Yellowfire. Have you ever tried that?
I have not seen it. I've seen the video that's playing, and I was wondering what app they were using, because it seems that type of system where you could match up beats and that sort of thing, and change pitch and all the things you need to do to kind of make your own music.
Yeah. I wonder if Marty got a chance to play that. How they were doing that, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, this one is called Yellow Fire. This app, and it looks like this, which means you can actually create. It's not very difficult. If I figured it out, you can too. It is, however, a paid app, and of course, you will use your data if you start to create music on your mobile app and you're not hooked up to Wi-Fi. So watch for that. All right. So now I really want to talk about accessories, because also what I love about music is that there's a lot of excuses to buy fun, shiny things. So tell us about your favorite headset.
My favorite headset, I've actually had a set of Bose earbuds for a long time. I've actually had them for 2 or 3 years. And they're still the best sounding earbuds that I own.
Which ones? The Bose? Mm-hmm.
It's an older set. They probably don't even sell them anymore. But I love the way they fit in the ear, and they sound incredible. Now, when I DJ, I actually have a pair of Sonys that I use for the actual DJing that cut off a lot of sound from the external. So that works out really well for me.
So you're also a Bose. That's interesting, because this is my set. It's pretty white set, and it's super easy. They are so comfortable and so great and so reliable. But one of the things I like the most is that they also fit in this super easy to pack bag. So then you just, throw them in and put them in your bag, and they go everywhere. I've had these now for a while. They take a lot of abuse, so they really are good. Not everyone uses those. How about the sort of more for exercise or other?
I probably should own a set of those, but I don't. And I've been around a lot of people who have used them, and they work amazingly well. I can't believe I don't own a set of those yet.
We have some. These pretty purple ones that we have are they were actually in honor of celebrating Hopeline. Really was to remind people Hopeline is a Verizon initiative that fights or helps support the fight against domestic violence. So that's why these LG headset is really I know it's Joyce Charrier favorite also, and she works out every day. She's an expert. They're great. They're easy. So I travel with these when I rent a car, and then they're obviously, because my phone's not hooked up to the rental. I don't buy the top of the line rentals. I want the economies. So headsets, these are such good buy. I think we may have one lying around here for you, Marv. So I'll have to get that for you. Are you exercising?
I am. I've had a few health issues that I'm fighting through, and exercise is a big part of that. So I've taken that. When I'm not dragging equipment around, I'm on a treadmill. So
that's so great.
That's a big workout on that. The DJ in the weddings, you got so much equipment that you move in and out.
That's true. And you're on your feet, right? Pretty much. You're standing
all day. My Saturdays and some Fridays, it's standing all day. So it's a good workout.
Yeah, no, that's so true. It's, they say that sitting is the new smoking. It's so damaging. So if you're out there sitting, stand up for a few minutes.
Sure.
I was just dancing to the sound of this Bluetooth speaker. But otherwise I try to stand, at least they say, at least once every half an hour or so.
I caught walked into an office about a year ago, and ended up walking in and catching one of the ladies that I was doing some business with, and she had a Bluetooth thing. It was just when Happy came out, and she was dancing to that thing like crazy. It was funny, and I just stood there. She didn't see me, and I just stood in the doorway and let her do her thing, and she finally turned around and saw me and just kind of gave me a big smile, and we started our meeting. So I can get how that can be infectious.
It's it's one of those things that there's something about music. It makes your day somehow, I think, better. And so don't forget to turn on your music, whichever genre you like. Sometimes I just forget, right? And if I'm sitting here, I have a really great, super easy, portable speaker with a great sound, and you just, play your music and off you go. So do you have a Bluetooth speaker, Marv, and which one is it?
I do have a Sony XRT that I use a lot. That thing has been through so many little chores outside and been dropped and rained on and you name it, and it's still kicking and it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And I've also used a small little jam box that I used to have in my office where at a former place I worked at, and the sound on those things are just amazing for just a speaker that's twice the size of a Snickers bar. It's amazing what they can drag out of that.
Yeah, I know that we gave away a UE Boom speaker today, and they are also making a waterproof, so you can actually have it inside the shower. I think that's fabulous, don't you? Can you
I could get it. That might, you probably don't want to use that in California.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't want to use that when the drought is so bad, right? Yeah, that's true. But to your point, I just want to show people how powerful this very small Bluetooth speaker can sound, because you have no idea. I mean, it's just, you can power an entire party.
See, now for fun, I have a 6,000 watt amp behind me somewhere. Two 15-inch subwoofers and a dual 15-inch cabinet that when my wife's not around during the day while I'm working, that occasionally gets turned on. So,
yeah, and I think you might also sneak away a little a little jig, a little dance, perhaps.
Maybe a little.
Everybody's curious about all your fun toys behind you in your shelves over there.
Most of those have ended up from my daughter, actually. Those are a lot of birthday and Father's Day gifts that have ended up on the up there because of my daughter. So it's Cartman, I think, is from a previous work life, and the rest of them are all Star Wars and some other stuff. So it's kind of fun.
Okay, wow, they are great. Now, do I recognize one of those? Is that one?
Which one?
Did we send you one of those? Is that it right there on the top right, or no? No,
I don't.
No, it was a little smaller, wasn't it? Sent you a teddy bear at some point, I think.
Oh, you know what? That is from you. That's
is
right.
that ours?
That's the one.
That's so funny. So everyone who's on the VZWBuzz team, on the core team, you guys, that's a little teddy we sent Marv when he was unwell.
Forgot about that. Yes, that is from you guys.
So funny. Well, I'm so glad you're looking so good. And do you have a lot of parties planned for this weekend?
This weekend, it's kind of nice tonight. Well, not nice. My wife is gone. She's in New York City, probably close to where you are somewhere, but she's hanging out with some friends, and it happens to be the beginning of hockey season. So the local team is starting tonight, but tomorrow night at another wedding venue, and I think we have 6 weekends in a row, I think, to kind of wrap up the year. And we got a couple sprayed in November somewhere, but yeah, there's a lot of music left to be had this year. I think we have 9 events, 10 events, something like that. So
okay, some rapid fire things for you, Mark, before we announce our winner today. Sure. So your favorite artist?
I'm still an AC/DC guy.
Okay.
I always will be, and it's partially due to my age.
No, nothing wrong with that. Okay, and favorite band? Well, obviously AC/DC.
Sure.
Yeah, and so the last concert you went to?
The last concert I went to was Heart, actually.
Oh.
And but I'm going to ZZ Top next week, and in a couple weeks we have Def Leppard and Styx and Tesla are here. So.
Oh. See, we are kind of like in polar opposites of the genre today, because my last concert was Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's not Tesla or Styx or Def Leppard.
Yeah, no, somehow I don't think those two go together too well. We were just talking on the chat when the chat started. I noticed women talking about their genres and how the music of their husbands is not quite to their liking. There's definitely a Venus Mars thing going on here with with all the music choices.
And I'm definitely more of a harder rock. And it's weird being a wedding DJ, where I go there and I listen to country and the chicken dance and all the kind of popcorn music, and then when I come home, it's usually a little louder in guitars and, stuff I probably wouldn't play at a wedding.
So good. Excellent. Well, listen, you enjoy your weekend. I'm sorry your wife is not around, but I'm sure with all the work that you have and obviously hockey, you'll have time to get into your team. Who's your team?
The Bismarck Bobcats are the local junior team, and I've done some lighting work and some other stuff. And I know my other DJ is the on ice announcer for them, so pretty integrated into the team. In fact, one of the guys, he might even be from New York. One of the current guys was taking pictures for me this year at my wedding event. So one of the team members. So.
Very cool. Very
sort of tied to the team a little bit, and we got season tickets, so it's going to be fun to go watch them.
Excellent. There's a really cute question here. What is the one song from Stacy, from teacher Stacy? She wants to know, is there a song you wish you could play more at parties than you do?
There are so many. What I really enjoy doing is I love taking requests at the parties, and would I get somebody that comes in that gives me a request of just a really off the wall? The one that really started a couple of years ago is Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Mm-hmm. Not a song I played a lot. This song came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden everybody wanted to hear it, and now I play it all the time. But it's, 2 years ago, that was about it. It was that one dance, and it was huge.
Oh, yeah. Everybody would get up, I guess, right?
Yeah. So I love playing just the odd songs I don't play very often. Most of them you hear enough times, you just play it and you kind of don't hear it. You just pick another song and you go ahead and you grab another one.
I would assume now Shut Up and Dance With Me is one of those. That's
big. Uptown Funk is pretty big, the current stuff. And yeah, those are two of the bigger. That Whip and Nene, Watch Me.
Oh, yeah. Don't Watch Me Whip.
Huge right now. So we had to make sure we got that one right away because there was a lot of requests for it.
I know. There's they all come and go for sure. But anyway, Marv, thank you so much for joining today. You're always such a pleasure to talk to. Thanks for sharing all those great apps. The apps that you mentioned, I'm hoping that Missy will put them on the Twitter stream so we can share those tips with everyone. And our winner today, courtesy of Verizon, is for the HTC One M9. Congratulations to @OnePracticalSoul. Congratulations, One Practical Soul. And what a great name, too. What a great Twitter ID. We will post this on Twitter, too, so you can all see it. And join us again on Friday for the mobile chat sponsored by Verizon, the VZWBuzz chat and recap next Friday at the same time, 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Thanks again, everyone. See you next week.